David McCormick, when I was chatting with him about similar topics, he recommended looking for that little bit clearer water. And he kind of said within a few miles of the lower lake, the dam area. Is that, I mean, do you have a preference on what you would be doing to find a big fish? Would you head way up into one of the arms, or would you try to stay on the lower end of the arms more towards the main lake?
Uh, Double-edged sword. Once again, if you want to find the fish that are further along and have a possibility of sitting, those first big ones aren't going to do it on the lower end.
Mm,
Those first big ones do it in the upper ends.
mm,
And that's where the warmest water, or that's where the water will be warmest first.
mm-hmm.
So if you want to go and look for those things, look for those opportunities, me myself, I've caught a lot of big ones early, and it's been miles and miles and miles away from the dam. It's not been on the lower end, but um, the later it gets, because typically that water, that cleaner water that's down around the dam, the first, let's say the first 2 or 3 miles, 4 miles section from the dam in any direction you want to go, that's the water that warms up the slowest.
Mm.
So those fish typically go to the nest later. So if it falls right, which I think it will, I would probably not be in that section.
Yeah.
I would probably be looking further up one of the arms, whether it be the Tebow, whether it be the Grand, whether it be the Osage. And the only thing that's going to dictate which one it will be is the amount of flow coming in. And there's a different, like I said earlier, there's a difference between dirty and you can plant corn in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't like grainy, but dirty's fine. And that's just something that you've got to feel. If I drop my bait and somebody will say, okay, Dave, what do you mean? Well, if I were to drop this bait in the water, and it immediately disappears, that's not really water I like to fish.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little bit too dirty. But if it's got a little bit of clarity, and it doesn't have to be much, if it has a little bit of clarity and it's not grainy, it doesn't look grainy, then it's a possibility for those fish to be shallow. That's the water that'll warm up the fastest. You can catch a big one in hardly any water.
Mm-hmm.
They get up there, they get when I say dirt shallow, I mean dirt shallow. You need to flip it to the bank,
Mm-hmm.
almost on dry land, and pull it in type
Right.
deal. I mean,
Right.
it'll amaze you how shallow they get.
Yeah.